deep in the Underdark, your party visits the city of gnomes with a bit of a problem. They have a bad case of cave rot and need your players to fetch them the key to an antidote. But nothing in the Underdark comes easy, and your party may find that in the end, it's them who need saving. Welcome to Quick Quest, where I give you ready-to-run, pre-written adventures you can use in your own games. I adapted this from a side quest that I threw at a party of 3 level 10 adventurers, but you can easily tailor it to fit your party or just mine it for inspiration. Without further ado, let's get started. This quest begins deep in the Underdark, the series of subterranean caverns, tunnels, and waterways that's home to strange societies and plenty of danger. Your players will arrive in the city of Nerfblen, a deep gnome stronghold built around a waterfall. The city is split into several levels, with staircases and tunnels to travel between them. Some of the gnomes' buildings and homes are carved out of rock, but others are built inside giant glowing mushrooms that give the place light. Of course, you don't have to set this in the Underdark, or Nerfblen for that matter. You can easily change this to any sort of settlement you already have in your world, above or below ground. But for this video, we'll set it in this city. Upon reaching the town, your party will learn that the population has come down with a serious epidemic of cave rot, a fungal disease that attacks the feet and eventually renders the afflicted unable to move. Speaking with the local healer, a deep gnome woman named Shagraf, they'll learn that if left untreated, the infection could spread through most of the population, severely weakening their ability to fend off threats like drow attacks and dangerous monsters. If your party has a cleric of their own, they can absolutely use some of their restoration spells to heal up a couple villagers. But for a long-term solution, Shagraf will need some help. There's a rare fungus that grows in the Underdark called Goldcap, named for its glittering form, and she can use it to brew up antidotes for those that are suffering. But the fungus is rare, and the party will have to journey deeper into the tunnels outside the city to find it. Shagraf does know of a fungal patch they can check, but warns that it tends to attract deadly creatures. As a reward, Shagraf can offer the players a number of potions and brews that could be useful to their adventures. If that doesn't catch their eye, then maybe she has some gold stashed away that she can give them, or a precious gemstone that was mined down here. Regardless of their motivations, once your party agrees to help save the deep gnomes, you have a quest on your hands. Getting through the Underdark, though, is no easy feat. Between twisting tunnels and dangerous denizens, it's easy for the unprepared to get lost, ambushed, or worse. How you want to handle your party's trip to the fungal patch is up to you. You could just hand wave it and narrate them getting to the patch. I came up with this side quest during a one-shot, so I needed to keep it brief and chose this option. But if you want to flesh it out a bit more, you could have a member of your party rolling investigation or survival checks to find the right path. If they roll well, they can find some small boons, like gemstone ore they can mine, or a flump who offers them advice and guidance. And if they roll poorly, though, they might stumble into a giant spider's nest or be attacked by drow. Planning out some encounters will take a bit more time, but will make it more rewarding when they eventually reach the mushrooms. If you want a happy medium between quick narration and longer travel, you could run the journey as a skills challenge. You set a DC for success, maybe 15, and then have each party member describe how they want to help the group navigate. Maybe they make perception checks to find sources of water, knowing that the fungi will need it to grow. Or they use their intimidation to try and ward off any minor monsters that may hassle them. If they get more successes than failures, they reach the patch. But if they come up short, then they face a quick encounter or have some other minor inconvenience, like a level of exhaustion or lost resources. Whatever you choose, eventually your party will pass through the tunnels and reach the mushroom patch. The mushroom patch is situated in a large cavern at the end of a tunnel. The entire cave floor is covered in soft moss, and sprouting from the greenery is mushrooms of all different shapes and sizes. An underground creek cuts through the length of the room, and the air in here feels warm and damp. It'll immediately become apparent to your party that they're going to have to do some digging to find their gold caps. Survival, perception, or investigation could probably all work here, as your players root around looking for as many of the glittering mushrooms as they can find. Maybe they need 5 or 6 for enough antidotes. With each success, maybe based on a DC of 15, they'll uncover another one. But you can make their failures fun too. When they roll below the DC, you can have them find a mushroom that doesn't quite fit what they're looking for, but maybe has other uses. Some could be poisonous, sure, but maybe others heal hit points, grant damage resistance, or let them read others' thoughts. You're only limited by your imagination, but having a list of interesting effects that you can roll on whenever they find a mushroom that's not exactly what they need could be a lot of fun. As they're uncovering mushrooms and gathering their gold caps, your party will learn they aren't alone here. They'll watch as a section of fungi begins to move, rising up out of the moss. A tangle of mushrooms and twisting vines. Your players will unfortunately also notice the various skeletons tucked into the creature's form. They aren't the first adventure here, and this monster wants to add them to its collection. The creature is called a corpse flower, and you can find its stats in Monsters of the Multiverse. It has a variety of weapons to challenge your players, an overpowering stench that forces them to make con saves or become poisoned, sharp vines that can attack 3 enemies at a time, and the power to both summon zombies to fight alongside it or absorb their remains to heal damage. That said, a CR8 creature isn't going to be a terribly tough fight for level 10 characters. Since this was a side quest that I cooked up during a one-shot, I didn't really mind that the battle wasn't too punishing. I had a beholder prepared for later. But if you want to make this much tougher, adding in myconids or other plant-based creatures to supplement the corpse flower isn't a bad idea. If your party is lower level, then a shambling mound could be a good substitute as the main boss while still staying on brand. Once your party slays the monstrous flower and collects their gold caps, they can return to Nerfblend, ending this quick quest. Safely back in Nerfblend, your players can give Shagraf the gold cap she needs so she can start brewing an antidote. She'll thank them for the help and give them their reward, and maybe even throw in a mushroom or 2 of her own. Having saved the city from cave rot and hopefully grabbed a couple helpful fungi along the way, your party can return to their adventures. Or settle down and become mushroom farmers. It could really go either way at this point. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope that you got some ideas and inspiration that you can take back to your own table. I came up with the framework for this quest mid one-shot, and then edited and added to it for this video, so I'm sure there are lots of ways that it can be improved. I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, I always appreciate if you would leave a like and consider subscribing to the Bard's College. I make videos about D&D, DMing, and more quick quests just like this one, so if you like what you saw, stick around. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.